Hello and welcome to Fire Emblem The Last Promise 0% Croats, LTC Chapter 7. Just a few quick notes before this map starts. There is a Gaiden chapter on this map, where you complete the map in under 17 turns to unlock it. However, this clear, for whatever reason, does not unlock the Gaiden, which is why I sit on the save screen for a bit. I am intending to play the Gaiden, and I do have a 6-turn clear that does have the Gaiden unlocked. It's just a slightly different experience distribution. Most notably, the bosskill goes to a different unit. I will load the save state at the end of the video just to show you that I do indeed have a 6-turn, and I do, that unlocks the Gaiden. Some other notes so that I didn't record the preps in full, but I do show the altered formation, and I do show the, items that I give to everybody. And this should be the method that I use to handle preps going forward. Preps in longer maps are going to take a lot longer than a minute or two, which is what this one took me. And I do not want to have to go back and record 5 minutes of preps or something like that because I mess up a single input and give a stat booster or something to the wrong unit. With that being said, let's get into the map. On this map, we get the new unit named Sieg. She's a mage who actually does a decent amount of things. But to go into the preps, I repositioned some units, and redistributed some items. For instance, Shuda gave an elixir, Sean gave his elixir to Storm, because Storm performs something in this chapter that nobody else really can. He uses a light rune there. Every position at the start is very precise. Kevin goes there to block a bridge. Storm goes there because he can double the nomads with the Stormbringer, and he uses the light rune to prevent any enemy from crossing behind the bridge. Sia burns some RNG there, and Inanna will do the same. This square formation is just something that I came up with that keeps the squishy units from out of harm's way. During this enemy phase, Siegfried gets one kill lens crit, doesn't crit the second Myrmidon, but that's fine. And Storm one rounds one nomad, but hits one only once, and I will explain why later. Originally it was because I was too lazy to find something where he actually did hit it, but it is actually a very cool, it does have a very cool result, so I kept it in there. Now, to get into a couple other notes about this chapter while this enemy phase is playing out. You could potentially get a forward turn by carrying Sean with Inanna down to where Noah is. Well, down to the bottom right, you'll see what I mean by where Noah is. And Shuda can also recruit him. However, I use Sean in this because Shuda has something else to do. On this turn, Altares uses his river walking, for which he has to be in that spot during preps, in order to get a kill on this Myrmidon. He has an Iron Blade for something you'll see later. Corbin kills this boss, and I didn't turn on animations because it's just a generic boss with a longbow who drops an angelic robe. The angelic robe will be going to someone I haven't yet decided, but it does not need to be used this map. Siegfried kills this nomad with the Nuthong from below. Sia uses her 9 base speed to double this nomad. She doubles a fair amount of the enemies in this map at base, actually, so she'll be doing a fair amount of chip damage and getting some clean 1 rounds. Arthur kills Myrmidon that Kevin hit. Kevin dodged both of his attacks, which was not necessary. Storm uses the Stormbringer here to finish off this nomad. Not finish off, 1 round him. And Kevin moves to below Siegfried and equips a Javelin. This enemy phase is very sketchy, so I turn on animations a couple times just to show you it. I did not intend for this to be this way. The RNG string just so happened to line up for this, and I'm going to take it. You'll see why Inanna's going there in a minute. But yeah, Storm needs to, in this strategy, because the RNG string lines up, he has to dodge this, otherwise he just needs to not get crit, and he has to dodge this. He can be hit by every other attack in this enemy phase, if I recall correctly. This nomad goes for Shuda. That is a nomad that Inanna wouldn't double, same with this one. Storm misses that nomad, which is kind of bad, but it's mostly inconsequential, and he also doesn't 1-round this nomad, which can be dealt with next turn. Now, here's when that nomad that I weakened earlier comes into play. It makes this troubadour move from where she starts earlier so that she's inclined to heal that guy, which means that she'll start moving towards my units faster, which means that I can get the sleep staff which she has. I'm very likely not going to use it, but it is something that I can sell for a tiny bit of cash in a later map. And it's just it's something that I can get while still getting some experience on a unit who needs it. Altares uses the Iron Blade that he has to one-shot a Cavalier with a crit. This is the main reason that he has it, not a Cavalier or Nomad, after he burns an RM. He would run around with an Iron Sword, but he gets the crit there anyway. Kevin and Corbin work together to kill this Cavalier. Also, Arthur broke a Lightning Tome on that Cavalier to set up for this kill. The experience distribution is Shuda has +1 levels, Storm has slightly less experience. I think he has 34 less, no, it's like 84 less experience or something. I'll be using that file for the Gaiden, and then using that file for Chapter 8. I just wanted to be transparent because I wasn't able to recreate that strat, so I came up with this one instead. Storm uses an Elixir, which he originally did not do in my strategy, in the first strategy, and Shuda burns Arns in a very strange way. This is mainly so that he gets a crit with the first attack, which means that I don't have to rig a dodge. There. Tomiko stays in place, and Sean moves so that he's closer to the recruitable unit on this map. Inanna spawns Noah in, and here I'm going to talk about Noah. And also, here's where I'm going to mention why you can save turns here. If you drop Sean down there, which in a Groats run you don't do, you drop Shuda down there. But in a Groats run, Sean is pressing towards the boss because he's the one who kills the boss. Sean is moving down so that Noah recruits himself on NPC phase. Also, Noah is very good. I'm going to spend a fair amount of time talking about him. So I'll explain this next turn. I kill these nomads, I get them out of my way so that I'm able to press forward with Siegfried, and Shuda and Storm. This is AC's map. Noah has 29 base HP, 12 base strength, I believe 15 base skill, 14 base speed, it's something like that. 10, and then his other stats really don't matter, it's just his offensive stats that are really cool. Now he has 2 major downsides. Oh, he also has B-rank swords and axes, which is really nice. He has 2 major downsides. He comes with a steel axe instead of an iron axe, meaning that he needs a backup weapon, and he has 10 con. This means that, while yes, he is quite fast, it means that he gets weighed down by axes to the point where he doesn't double some enemies with them, because there are no iron axes in Siegfried mode. Arthur doesn't need to crit this guy. There was another way to deal with him, but it worked, so I just kept it in. By the way, that sleep staff that was used on Altares had only 13% hit. I just forgot to turn in animations in time, but it doesn't matter. Inanna burns some RNs so that Storm gets a killer bow crit on this guy, and also helps set up for the enemy phase. Tomiko's at 3 HP, because she endured 2 rounds of combat against a Nomad, but it doesn't really matter. Storm moves to over a bridge, which allows him to recruit Noah on NPC phase, because Noah will recruit himself on Sean. Tomiko heals up Siegfried, and Siegfried moves over and, not one rounds, but weakens a soldier. This allows Arthur to kill him off next turn. Inanna burns Arns in a very specific way to enable not just this enemy phase, but also what happens next turn and enables that. She took up the Lance Reaver this turn, just so he has extra avoidance chance against that soldier. He does need it for the boss, but I also, in theory, need a 2-use Lance Reaver later on in the game, so him grinding it down against, if that enemy had attacked him at 1 range, would have been nice. Storm gets a killer bow crit mid-enemy phase, which is very helpful. It gets him another level. In my original strategy, he did get that killer bow crit, but he did not get the boss kill like he is in this one. Spoilers, but both of these boss kills in the strategy are very unreliable. Noah recruits himself, and I just forgot to hit start to skip the conversation. But you just get to see a little bit of his character. To start off this turn, I move Shuda over to the bridge, which enables Arthur to attack that soldier. I have to do this in a very particular order due to the way the RN string lines up, because what Siegfried does cannot be done first. Siegfried moves over and weakens an armor knight by using a killer lance. He crits him once. He needs 1 of 4 crits to clear his path on this enemy. After this enemy phase, clear his and shoot his path. Inanna and Kevin do something pretty funny here. They both throw javelins at this cavalier just because they weaken him enough to the point where Sean with an iron sword deals 3 damage and gets the kill. This enables Sean to this gives him an extra point it gives him 2 extra points of sword experience and a tiny bit more experience. I get the sleep staff there. I mainly did that because it was an enemy that was easy to manipulate into where Noah is. Technically, the optimal thing to have done would be to trade him the Iron Blade from Altares first, because that would have given him more sword experience. But it shouldn't matter. He does need to reach A-rank swords in theory at some point in this in Siegfried mode. Now Storm has a somewhat precarious enemy phase because he is poisoned, and if he one-rounded that guy, the other Nomad could have attacked him. However, his accuracy is pretty shaky, so it does not really matter. It wasn't very likely. And now, Arthur kills this Nomad, Shuda attacks the boss. I don't turn on animations for Shuda's weakening, because there's no real point in doing so. After the siege, I will load the save state, just to show you that I do, in fact... I'll show you all the differences that what the strategy results in, I'll show you the differences. Inanna burns some RNs, and so does Kevin. This is very particular because this boss kill is not very reliable at all. Storm needs to get a 6%, a 42% hit, 25% crit on the boss. It is not fun. He gets to level 8, but again, Shuda gets this kill in the other boss kill. Now, in this, I move Inanna, and she gets healed up by Tomiko, and then I seize. In theory, I could have lured over another one of the soldiers for Noah to kill, but it does not really matter. So now that I've seized, and now that the movie is over, you can click away from the video now, and if you do, I hope you have a nice day. And thank you for watching. But if you want to see the changes that'll be going into Chapter 7X, because this did not unlock it, and just to prove it. Yeah. Here are the main strategies. And sorry the music is off, but I did this. I've been trying it for 3 hours, and I got tired of hearing the music. Shuda is level 11. Kevin is level 6. Arthur is level 6. Storm is under level 8 with 1 less use of the killer bow, and a few less uses of the Stormbringer. Altares is actually I'm pretty sure is the exact same experience. Sia got I'm pretty sure also is the exact same experience. Noah literally did the exact same thing. Siegfried, I think, has slightly more experience. Sean literally did nothing besides recruiting Noah. He might have attacked a single enemy. And then Corbin is the same. And Tomiko is the same. Inanna is the same, except, actually, no, Corbin got the kill on the Cavalier, because I didn't think of giving it to Sean, because he shouldn't really need it. And to end off the map, I'm going to do the same. Well, actually, no, Inanna didn't get hit in this, so. Yeah, nobody's taking damage in this area. And this did unlock Chapter 7X, and because of that, I'm ending the video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice day. And sorry this took a long time to come out. I have a headache right now, so I'm unable to work on doing Chapter 7X at the moment. I should be able to do so tomorrow, though. So expect it within the next coming days. Also, if I remember to do so, I'll link to Crash Boom Bang's LTC of the chapter. It's very, very cool if you've not seen it. I highly recommend watching the playthrough. I haven't seen it in its entirety. I've looked at a couple maps just to see what he did for inspiration, like chapter 4. Chapter 4. And it's a very cool LTC to watch from the little bit I've seen. But anyway, yeah, I hope you have a nice day. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. The only reason I'm using a save state to allow me to get into the Gaiden is because literally the only listed condition for the Gaiden is that you have to visit sorry, not that you have to visit houses. You have to beat it in 17 turns. Within 17 turns, rather. And it's a 6 turn. It's the exact same turn count. So either way, yeah. Again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.